Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Saying that you're the best, you gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Once again, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to World Combat Sports. Salute each and every one of you that's tuned in. Come through the door, whatever, the window, the attic. Man, hit the like button. Support the channel, man, and your input is welcome. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Your input is absolutely welcome. And also, big salute out to the ones out there in the workforce providing for themselves and family in these holidays. And stay COVID free and everything else that goes along with your everyday safety, shawty. You feel me? King Mitch on deck. What's good with you, bro? Man, we have some topics, of course. This is end of the year boxing talk. So pretty much it's not any specific topic, but I'm just going to talk about, some that's hold importance, to the boxing community from what I see. You know what I'm saying? From what I see. So, the link is in the chat. So let me start off. You already see what the video has, down there. It has Thurman, Boots, and Spence. So it has Thurman, Boots, and Spence. Let's start off with Keith Thurman, right? So we already know that Mario Barrios came off a very tough fight with Gervonta Davis. And he was undefeated heading into that fight, right? Was he? And, when it comes down to him stepping up in weight after losing his title, this is a very tough fight, even though the inactivity from Keith Thurman is still a tough fight for Mario Barrios. Because when it comes down to it, Keith Thurman was a former unified. He was the man at welterweight. He was the absolute man. Mitch say fat face Barrios might be a little different. Thurman better whoop his ass. I don't know, man. I saw Barrios in person. He didn't have a fat face. He's a pretty tall fighter. I give him that much. But when it comes down to Mario stepping up in weight against a guy who used to be the man at welterweight, Keith Thurman, he was the WBC and the WBA world champion. He was one time, bro. Like, he was one time. He got injured and did a whole lot of other shit. He didn't acknowledge the presence of his compeers who was calling him out. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you in this combat sports. In my take, Keith Thurman didn't acknowledge the presence of his compeers. In many ways, was disrespectful a bit, right? But ultimately, it's not against the rules. You know what I'm saying? This is where all fair love and war come in there. Like, Keith Thurman has a freaking career to be concerned about. So just because you have your competitors calling you out in boxing, it doesn't work like that, because we've seen the situation play out with Canelo Alvarez when plenty of people have been calling him out and he didn't acknowledge their presence. So we should just jump off Keith Thurman's neck and understand he did the exact same thing, absent of multiple division accolades, but at the time, he was the damn unified welterweight champion. We can't sit up here and continue to pacify just because he didn't recognize all these fighters who was calling out his name. But when it comes to Mario Barrios, you in there with the tough one, dog. You in there with more fundamentally sound boxer, in my opinion, than Keith Thurman. You in there with a guy who has had way more experience than you had in boxing, period. You know what I'm saying? Though he lost to Manny Pacquiao, he lost via a split decision. So you definitely have to respect him in that aspect. He lost via split decision, bro. Mario has a strong task. And to be honest with you, he's turned into the Jesse Vargas, bro. Like, I don't see Mario Barrios even having a chance to win this fight. I don't see it. Like, it's Mikey Garcia shit, dog. It's Jesse Vargas type shit. Like, why go from one tough fight to the next unless you believe you can win? Like, okay, I will take this stance. They believe Mario might match up pretty decent with Keith Thurman as far as height goes. Okay. He's very tough. And Barrios and his team is probably looking forward to take advantage of Keith Thurman's hiatus from the sport. So they can come in there and put away some rounds against Thurman and make it a close fight heading into the back end. It can get very interesting. Real talk. It can become very, very interesting for Keith Thurman. It's a lot of gray area with Keith Thurman. We don't know how healthy Keith Thurman is. We really don't know what's been going on with him, man. Not just the physical aspect, does he have physical injuries? But is he truly motivated right now to make this run? That's all I'm saying. Is Keith Thurman motivated to make this run? Mitch say Thurman was in some whole shit as it pertains to Crawford and Spence, especially. Like I said before, it's not against the boxing law, wherever that may be. It's not against the law to ignore people. It happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman was ignoring the voices that was around him. He was ignoring them. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't paying no mind. So you can call it ego. You can call it arrogance. It doesn't freaking matter, dog. It doesn't matter. He paid it no mind. It happens all the time. We've seen Charlo do it to Andrade, okay? Don't let me start going down the list. We've seen that shit several times with people. Oscar Valdez not paying no attention to Kurt Stevenson, for action. Don't just keep on being on Keith Thurman's neck now. We've seen this shit happen over Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. We've seen it happen all the time. Dillian White, Luis Ortiz. It happens all the time when fighters ignoring fighters and don't want to fight them. But the one thing about Barrios, though, he's looking for the attention. And I think the leverage that he has, they're assuming that Keith Thurman is not going to be 100%. We're not just talking about the physical aspect, the attributes that he possessed when he was unified. We're talking about mentally. Is he still truly, truly super motivated, being married and everything else that we don't know that's been going on behind the scenes? Is he truly motivated to go on a damn hardcore freaking run to try to fight his way back into championship contention? Is he really hungry enough to go in there and defeat Mario Barrios and possibly get a fight with Terence Crawford? Does he have that hunger and drive, man? Does he? That's a big question. We'll see it play out in the ring. That's the only thing we can say. We'll see it play out. We know Barrios is tough. He's been active. You know what I'm saying? And Keith Thurman, he has a role ahead of him. But even with Mario Barrios, I'm not gonna lie to you. Even with the youngin, Mario Barrios is a young one. You know what I'm saying? But if he comes out there and allow himself to be stationary online like he did against Ryan Call, it might be a hard early fight with him. You know, he might find himself fighting through adversity outside of what he expected. He ain't trying to go through adversity in the first half of the fight, especially with a guy that's been out the ring as long as Keith Thurman. So he's going to have to come in there and have a different game plan than he did against Ryan Call. He can't take that punishment. You know, Keith Thurman, he might find his groove. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? He might find his groove against Mario Barrios, because Barrios can be hit. Or it might turn into a more competitive fight than we think. I'll be honest, I do not have an idea on what type of Thurman that we're going to see. Thurman may never be 100% again. He can't even attack the heavy bag these days. That's not entirely true. You know what I'm saying? That's not entirely true. I hear some of that is being exaggerated a bit with Thurman not being able to hit the heavy bag. You know what I'm saying? I hear a bit of exaggeration with him totally not being in shape to complete workouts. It depends on who is his strength and conditioning. You know what I'm saying? He may indeed having problems completing workouts to a point. But like anything else, man, you have to give your body time to, you know, get acclimated to that physical condition. You know, get back in the groove of things, get your coordination back, get your rhythm back, dog. You know, it takes time when I don't know what the fuck Keith Thurman's been doing all this time. I know he went to the barber. I know he got his hair cut. But I don't know if Keith Thurman just was out there just chilling and wasn't even paying attention to boxing. I can't tell you, people. I really can't. I'm really not concerned about what he's been doing. I just, you know, from the time he's, you know, getting back in fight camp, I really hope he's dedicated and not just going out here looking crazy again. Like, if there's a fighter I don't want to see pick up his second loss to a welterweight tyro such as Mario Barrios, I don't want to see that happen, because Keith Thurman, you used to be the man, homie. Keith Thurman used to be the man, homie. So I want to see him come back, redemption, and get this win over Mario Barrios. Next to Jerome Ennis. So I know Bozy Ennis. He did an article. He taught the YSM boxing, I believe. He's pretty much reverberating what's been out here in the media with YouTube pushing for Jerome Ennis to fight Crawford. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people out here pushing, all of a sudden, out the clear skies, Jerome Ennis should be the one that's facing Crawford. Okay? But I will give Bozy Ennis credit, though. So let me read a little bit as to what they was talking about in this recent article. All right? Because it's a lot of people that's getting behind this. So the title is Crawford should fight Boots next, says Bozy Ennis, right? Trainer Derek Bozy Ennis Sr. says Terence Crawford should fight unbeaten Jerome Ennis next, because neither fighter has a scheduled bout right now, and it's natural. I listen to words, and it's natural matchup to make. Listen, nothing. Look. I'm very petty when it comes to English a lot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? I've always been like that. Like, I always want to learn different shit about English. But it's nothing natural about Boots Ennis fighting Terence Crawford right now. Besides, they're both human, they're both black, and they both boxers. When you're talking about natural in a sense of Terence Crawford choosing to face Boots Ennis right now, a rising young lion in the sport, when he has an undisputed fight coming up, potentially, when he has the gateway, people, the gateway that's been open for quite some time. And these two really just haven't been able to close and link up and lock it in so we can get this fight. He has a big fight potentially with Errol Spence Jr. That's if Errol get past Yordenis Ugas. And then that's if Crawford decides to fight mid-2022. Supposedly, that'll keep Thurman or whatever the case may be. How is it natural to fight Boots Ennis in between time? How is it natural when Terence Crawford is 34 years old? He's on the back end of his career. What's natural about him stepping in there against Boots Ennis? It doesn't make any sense, dog. People act like they totally are blind. They're totally blind in looking at his resume. I read a casual, man. No, I can't even go through it, man. I'm just gonna put it out there like this. Like, I totally understand the push. He's a black fighter, man. I'm not against what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But for this fight that we've been putting in all this work, like, it's been so much work implemented for these two names over the years, for YouTube and for the box community, just jettison the fight. Why would you just jettison the fight like that? Why, bro? We've been talking about this. It's close now. You don't want to sit up here and call a mass pool of voices, a mass landscape of voices that report on boxing. You don't want to call their decision to just ignore this Spence and Crawford situation the mindset of a casual. It'll be disrespectful and out of pocket for me to say that. But you've been putting so much effort, so many hours, so many days, so many weeks talking about Crawford Spence. Boots is not on the freaking pound for pound list, dog. No way is Crawford Boots a natural fight. No way it does more money than Crawford Spence, period. It doesn't matter how much you are enamored by saying his name and what his future holds. But right now, his pops, he understands what it is. It says Bozy says WBO welterweight champ Crawford 38-0, 29 knockouts, won't fight the unbeaten. Third in the IBF, fifth in the WBA, fifth in the WBO, sixth in the WBC. Boots Ennis 26-0. See, when I read Boxing 24, I just overlook some of this shit because some of their content be inaccurate. I'm not sure if it's purposely done, but anyway, because he waiting on trying to get a bigger fight. Crawford, 34, was sit and wait for the smoke to clear with the Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios fight in February 5th before looking to schedule against Keith if he wins. They're saying it's a big waste of time for Crawford to sit idle. But on the flip side, if he gives the boxing world a fight that many fans want against the unbeaten phenom Jerome Ennis, he'll probably lose to the Philadelphia native. So I can see, a little bit of common sense coming into fruition here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're seeing some competence play out here. Ennis is the next star at 147 and is already talented enough to defeat all the top welterweights, including Errol Spence Jr. and Yordenis Ugas. Wow. Like, listen. Once again, language. I believe he's talented. He's talented enough. I don't take fault. I don't take any type of, disrespect for them saying he's talented enough. He is. Boots Ennis is talented enough. Bozy says Crawford should fight Boots next. He says, I agree with that, said Bozy Ennis to YSM Sports on Terence Crawford should fight Boots. Ennis next because neither guy has a scheduled fight right now. That's what should be next. But then again, listen, I understand what Crawford is trying to do. Once again, let me reiterate to all the Spencerholics. Drink it, take it to the head. Y'all good? But then again, I understand what Crawford is trying to do. Once again, he says, but then again, I understand what Crawford is trying to do. He's trying to get a bigger fight and more money, said Bozy, on why Terence isn't showing interest in facing the highly ranked, unbeaten Boots Ennis. Now, see, that man is an intelligent young elder. He gets it. He gets it like I gets it. It don't matter what panel I'm on. He gets it, dog. Bozy Ennis gets it. He get it. You know he got it. But y'all just don't want to acknowledge it. He said, but then again, I understand what Crawford is trying to do. With that being said, he's trying to get a bigger fight and more money. What does that tell you? Boxing is a business. It has no retirement benefits or stipend at the conclusion of your final fight. Bozy Ennis gets it. What point is it for Terence Crawford to step in there with a guy who's not even a part of the equation until freaking 36 hours ago? No one was talking about Boots Ennis being in the equation like that. I guess a lot of things happened in the pandemic, for real. Some of these Errol Spence fans, they finally was vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I think someone went behind Quick Trip and they saw a van back there that said vaccinations and they thought they was getting a goddamn COVID vaccination, but it wasn't even close. Because some of y'all start tripping, tweaking, all that shit. Y'all had too much time on the pandemic. Y'all was in these private chats, coming up with shit, coming up, plotting and scheming against Bud Crawford. And then you came up, hey, to take the heat off Errol, because Errol's trying to unify. Let's put Boots Ennis. Let's put him in the conversation with Crawford, because really, I don't like Crawford. So I like Boots though. Let's support Boots. Let's support him heavy. Push him. God dang. Did y'all get those batteries? Put them batteries in his back. Them lithiums. They lithium? Okay, put the lithiums in his back. And we're going to drive Boots in his name in the presence of Crawford. And hopefully, the YTC finally comes through in the end. It ain't going to happen, people. This shit ain't going to happen. The YTC doesn't make fights. And they definitely ain't going to make Jerome Ennis and Terence Crawford, people. So I'm telling you point blank. Period. Exclamation. You can talk all you want, but the Terence Crawford, Jerome Ennis fight isn't happening before we see Errol Spence. Now, just by chance of Errol Spence, right, defeats your Dennis Ugas, then we will see who really wants to fight. This where it becomes very, very relevant to who truly wants to fight. If Errol Spence continues to utter the numbers 70-30, and his castmates want to continue to put on the big shoes and the red nose and say, yes, that's fair. 70-30 is fair. That's fair. I agree. Tell Errol we got him. It's fair. 70-30 isn't fair. They want to talk about butts in the seats, man. And this is something I really never even like put petty interest in breaking their hearts. But they always talk about how Errol Spence fought in the AT&T Stadium. Did he actually fight in the AT&T Stadium, or did he fight on a sub venue attached to the AT&T Stadium? And what was the numbers that he did? And with that said, since Al Heyman pays so graciously, was Errol Spence making more money than Terence Crawford, which he was guaranteed? Being that Terence Crawford was all in the media being castigated for not being a PPV type of dude, but they chose to ignore his numbers when it came to his payout. They chose to ignore his numbers when it came to his payout. When it came to his payout, they chose to ignore his payout in comparison to what Spence was getting paid. Look, y'all need to understand about how Top Rank do business and how Al Heyman does business. Y'all are absolutely bloviating the shit out of Errol Spence. Y'all think you know what he puts in his pocket. You think you know how the structures ran over there with Al Heyman. I don't think a lot of people on here understands how the structure is ran and how they fighters are being paid and how Al Heyman has that set up. I don't think you know the overall spreadsheet on how he pays out his fighters. And you can get on here and tell me I don't know shit about boxing all day long. Internally in my heart, I don't care. I really could care less because I know who I talk to on the phone. But I'm just saying, do y'all ever think about what he was making, what Terence Crawford payout was when you considering that he's doing poor numbers, what he's still getting? Do you truly understand what Bob Arum meant by he's lost money? He lost enough money to buy a house in Beverly Hills. Do you truly understand what that means? I don't think a lot of y'all understand what that means, though. I think a lot of y'all are way off when you hear Bob Arum say the money he lost on Crawford was enough for him to buy a house in Beverly Hills, however he phrased it. I think a lot of people truly don't understand what he meant by that. We just have too many people up here say, Crawford, he don't put butts in the seats. Bro, I'm not even gonna come with it now. I'm gonna wait till I'm revisiting the heat. I'm gonna wait till I step on another panel for the the gas. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wait. Because just because I don't say things right away on the panel and give it all up, man, this is a long-term type of conversation right here. We got to save some shit for 2022. I got to save some damn ammo. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put everything out there for it to be disputed just for general purpose. But y'all should do your homework. Do your homework and find out why Bob truly said he lost enough money to buy a home in Beverly Hills. What did he mean by that? I want somebody to explain that shit to me. And if you're right, I say, okay, you're absolutely right. Andrew Charles on deck. What's good with you? Seawood, what's good? Pop a lot. Salute to you. Boots not even ranked number 1 in the WBC, WBO, and WBA, IBF. Yes, Pop a lot, but when you hear, the so-called Spence fanatics who are basically picking up a sub pupil in Jerome Ennis, they're additioning him to the team of Errol Spence. They're trying to do it slyly, right? They're trying to be sneaky about it. They really believe, they really up here acting like they supporting Bruce Ennis to go up there and do the dirty work. But yet, if it came down to Boots and Errol, they'll turn their back on Boots Ennis and support Errol. You know what I'm saying? And Bozy would be up there like, what the fuck is up with this YouTube community? Are these dudes so mad? So what? They was just pushing for Boots. And now they pushing for Errol to beat Boots. They don't give a fuck about boxing. Exactly that, Bozy. Listen, they don't give a fuck, dog. They say you up for the okie doke, for real. They believe in Boots and his talent, but they're not here to support and provide that interest more than they have for Errol Spence Jr. They just feel that Boots is the right opposition to divert their attention over to Terence Crawford and attempt to do something YTC has never had success at, and that's making a fucking fight. I know it stings. It don't sting me because I ain't trying to make a fight. YTC has never made a fight. And they definitely is not going to make Terence Crawford Boots Ennis. B&B Boxing News. BN Boxing News. Salute to you. Crush the legend. What's good? Appreciate y'all pulling up. Hey, the link is in the chat. As long as you ain't trolling, we good. I'm curious to hear the end of the year. If you don't agree with what I say about Boots, that's cool. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. I've been living long enough and heard everything damn near. As long as it's not no personal shit and all that, man, I don't have time for it. Fact face. I read that Mitch is semi trolling Barrios to my fat face. I'm just getting to some of these comments. I don't want to go too far on a tangent. Seawood said, Bud and the winner of Errol Ugas is the only fight that makes sense. Boots has to wait his turn. He's on deck though. See, I can't tell Seawood. I can't tell him nothing, dog. He's already online, bro. He's already online, goddammit. I don't even have to say fall in. He understands. This is all I'm saying. Bud and the winner of Errol Ugas is the only fight that make SENSE sense. Not SINCE, SENSE. I'm telling you, he already gets it, bro. That's the only fight that makes sense. Just because you seem like you want to see the demise and the downfall of Bud Crawford by placing Boots Ennis, a young lion, into the fray. The one thing you're taking for granted about boxing, shit ain't that easy, bro. Shit don't be that easy. It never be that easy. It never is with boxing, bro. It's never that easy just to come up here and say, you know what? Maybe we should start, taking a little bit more interest in this YTC to make this fight because they're pushing for Boots Ennis. Like I told you, Bozy Ennis got it right. Seawood got it right. Bozy said, but then again, I understand what Crawford's trying to do. He's trying to get a bigger fight and more money. If y'all Spenceaholics are too inebriated to understand what that means, to soak it all in like a fresh cocktail, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. I know some of y'all already fucked up, and we still got a day, remaining to bring in New Year's. Seawood said, I'm tripping over the idea that fans care about either man's pockets. Hey, they do, man. Look, do you know that some of these guys, they feel like if they have their hand in the pockets, they get a little bit more close and personal. You know what I'm saying? They feel more of a family if they can run their hand in the pockets of Spence. You know what I'm saying? Because pockets most of the time have a different temperature. You know what I'm saying? They might feel nice and cozy with their hand in Spence's pocket. Trying to find out what he have. Does he have some coins? Do he have a wad? Do he have some bands in there? Some jewelry? They feel cozy being in that man's business. I don't. I told you once before, I'm very tired of hearing about who does numbers and who don't. No one knows the true numbers of anything. What we do know is how the promotions are set up, how the fighters are paid out. And also when it comes down to boxing, it's a business. Just like Bozy said, I understand what Crawford's trying to do. If Bozy Ennis get it, why don't all these other people get it? If the father of the fighter that you're pushing to grace the square with the greatest welterweight at this point in time, formerly undisputed, top pound for pound over Errol Spence, if he gets it, like if he understands, if Bozy Ennis gets what Crawford is trying to do, why is it difficult for the YTC to be patient and talk about other fights that are close? It's almost like you're not understanding that we've been speaking about this fight for years, and it seems like the gap is being abridged just a little bit with your Dinas Ugas, right? But we still have a ways to go. Then we go back from the inception of Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, with now attempting to speak on Boots Ennis fighting Terence Crawford. When Terence Crawford has been on a long-standing conversation to fight Errol Spence for years, and all of a sudden you on a abort mission, all for the idea of sabotage, and say, let's start pushing Boots Ennis in the damn face of Terence Crawford. Let's start pushing this over and over again on YouTube. I'm going to tell you this. You're going to be disappointed, but YouTube don't make fights. Andrew says, I predicted a while back that Boots was going to be the next designated bodyguard for Spence. Dang, Andrew talking about designated bodyguard. He's pretty much saying, look, Andrew, I get it. Andrew's pretty much saying he wants, just like I'm thinking, their intentions, they have ulterior motives for pushing Boots. They want him to be the middleman. They're not patient. Errol Spence fans are very, very desperate right now. They're trying to get a middleman like Boots Ennis to push him over there in the face of Crawford, as if that's how fights are made. It's so much in between that. Like, some of these people actually believe that Errol Spence and Terence Crawford communication is all that matters when it comes to making this fight. We know that's not true from Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. Like, how many times have they met in person? How many times have Bill spoke to some of these people on here? YouTube community in the boxing casuals, they don't care. It's good conversation, but really, the people, the promoters, the managers, they don't give a damn about that. They're not going to break off YouTube a small percentage if the fight is made. They're not going to sit up here and show homage. It don't matter if you have 15 to 20,000 videos over a 4-year span on Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. They're not going to reimburse you a penny. Moving on. Andrew Charles say, after Bud beats Porter, I understand the business, but Crawford waiting on Thurman because he knows he can whoop him makes no sense, especially if Ugas and Spence might be scheduled shortly after Thurman versus Barrios. Why doesn't it make sense? We already know March or April is going to be Spence and Ugas, right? Thurman and Barrios is February 5th, isn't it? So let's talk about February 5th, March or April. Let's just say it's April. Damn near 2 months. 2 months. To try to see if now Crawford is going to fight. Let's say the fight is announced, right? Thurman Barrios, Thurman wins, and the fight is announced, and they end up fighting probably July, August. Let's just say August to be safe. Is it potentially enough time, the end of July, early August, for Terence Crawford and Errol Spence to fight at the end of the year? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's more than enough time to have an end of the year fight, people. It's more than enough time, man. Why are we sitting up here slamming windows and shit? If Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas potentially may fight March or April, that's more than enough time. Thurman coming off this February 5th fight, for them to set up a Crawford fight, which would be a little bit after the Errol Spence fight, because y'all talking about hiatuses, right? Well, we got to see if Spence is going to be healthy to even get back in the fight camp and make it through fight camp. So his fans, I know y'all sitting there and you know, twiddling your thumbs, making a meal of old goddamn dirty ass fingernails, just biting your nails and shit with anxiety. But you have to understand one thing. Spence has to make it through fight camp. Blu-ray has nothing to do with this strength and condition. He can do strength and condition with Blu-ray all day long. Kudos. But when those gloves start to move and the sparring commences, we need to see if Errol Spence is able to get through sparring without injuring himself again. We have to make sure his eye is 100%. Right now, from what I'm understanding, he wasn't able to spar to a certain point of time with his eye being messed up. I mean, look at Abner Mares. You know what I'm saying? That if he had a serious eye injury like that, he has to wait till it heal. Then guess what? He start, feeling that glove, touch it. We might be going through the same thing. Then again, shit changes. If Errol Spence isn't able to somehow, some way step in the ring with Yordenis Ugas, may potentially we get Terence Crawford, Yordenis Ugas. Yes, sir. And then we'll definitely get a fight at the end of 22. Crawford picks up. I wouldn't say pick up. Let me show Ugas respect. Crawford gets to fight with Ugas, and they fight, but possibly, Crawford picks up the WBA belt, because I'm tired of treating Yordenis Ugas with very minimal, confidence that he'll come out of these fights on top. But against Crawford, I'm just going with my boy Crawford to get the job done against Ugas. So if Spence can't make it out of fight camp, we may see Crawford get the fight. You know what I'm saying? We might see him fight for the belt. I understand the business, but Crawford waiting on Thurman because he can whoop him. It doesn't matter if Crawford knows he can whoop Thurman. We don't know what Thurman's been doing. He might have been on top of that mountain this time with one of himself, his Zen, and goddamn changed his whole damn life and energy. You know what I'm saying? He may have been on a whole nother power trip right now. Seriously. Thurman might be that dude. He might have been up there shadow boxing when the sun was coming up and just really digging into a whole nother core that he didn't know existed. You never know. Thurman might come back one time, goddammit. Free Hoover on deck. What's good? Clip on the ponytail. Keith say he fighting 3 times. Yeah, I read that. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Keith may be on that good shit. I don't know what it is. It might be a contribution, a combination of edibles and some of that new shit out of New York. I don't know. But Thurman says in 22, he's fighting 3 times. So look at that. One of those fights may potentially be Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? We have to see. But shout out to Free Hoover, man, in the building. Andrew say, how is Boots on deck? And Crawford ain't been on deck the whole time. Has been defending his titles with no help from the judges required. God damn it, see? This is what I'm talking about. All these goddamn geniuses in the live chat. See, that's what I'm saying, man. It's not the amount of individuals that you have in the live chat. It's truly the ones that matter and be talking they boxing. I'm totally on board with what you just mentioned, bro. Crawford has not allowed the fight to go to the scorecards. Hashtag no scorecards when it comes to Bud Crawford. But like he said, Boots Ennis is on deck. Boots Ennis is coming off a first round headbutt from Van Heerden. Then he goes up there. Oh my God. Gets a win, a stoppage against Sergey Lipinets, and fights Thomas Delorme, which is an absolute step down. It's a step down in the worst way. It's like you're unloading furniture and you're almost at the top of the steps, and somehow somebody cut the lights off and you miss a step and you fall down the motherfuckers with that damn furniture en route too. That's what it was with him facing Thomas Delorme. It absolutely injured him and hindered him more than him just taking patiently and taking a better fight. Thomas Delorme, who's coming off 2 losses, bro. Y'all hyped up about this shit. He's coming off 2 losses, and all of a sudden, Boots on deck. Boots is on deck from Thomas Delorme. Now, you know damn well if that would have been Terence Crawford, and he's coming off a Thomas Delorme fight, and he's trying to get a shot at Spence. Who is he fought? For God's sake, what are you saying? His last opponent had 2 losses. Are you insane? That's what they're going to be doing, people. I'm serious. I'm not trying to just go extreme on the ad-libs. Hey, it is the holiday season. This shit become funny when you're sober. Seriously. Like, this shit becomes funny, dog. Terence Crawford fought a champion upon his entry, all the way out to defend his title 5 times and get absolutely 0 credit for his title. In some cases, they say, well, the titles don't matter when we're talking about what he's been able to accomplish at 140 pounds. And I'm saying absolutely they do, because he was in the picture in the conversation with the 4 belt champions. So it matters, y'all. Y'all have to stop and release ownership of shit that don't make sense anymore. You can't say his belts don't matter just because you didn't think Julius Ndongo was worthy of being a quality champion. He was a champion, y'all. If y'all don't think Julius Ndongo was a qualified champion, well, goddamn Leon Spinks was a qualified champion for Muhammad Ali to become 3-time heavyweight champion. Don't come dropping me DM. I don't like what you're saying about that. What you saying, dog? I said it. Leon Spinks was 6-0. Was he qualified, dog? I'm just trying to figure it all out. Like, how can he get 0 credit? If they put him in the name of Jermaine Taylor, Alexander Usyk, Canelo Alvarez, Josh Taylor, if they give him the company of these greats, but yet we have the YTC up here ignoring all of it. The titles don't matter. If the titles don't matter, okay, extract the titles at welterweight division. What are you basing your appraisal on now for these fighters to fight one another? What are you basing it on? What would be the conversation for these fighters to fight one another if they don't have belts? Don't matter how they got the belts. What will the appraisal be for these fighters to step in the ring with one another? I hope Thurman does fight 3 times in 22. He's on schedule to do so. I hope so. Seawood said that ain't alpha or sigma at all. Beta behavior to be. Man, he bringing in fraternity shit, dog. Free Hoover say all them cats need to be fighting 3 times a year. Yeah, but when you making money, so to speak, if you making a 1.5 to 2, you know, some cats, they either doing something very productive with that money to basically create a residual source of income outside of their fight schedule. And it's some that's doing other things like spending it and blowing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't get into that, but the ones who only fighting once and twice a year and they still have so much left in their boxing life, I don't know, man. It's hard to explain. Also, you got to factor in how boxing does business. Sometimes boxing pretty much shelf these fighters, and they can't fight no 3 times. You know what I'm saying? If they fight these little small fights, they're not even making enough money to do anything. I'm cooking with Sir Senior on deck. What they do, bro? Salute to the one and only, my bro, World Combat Sports. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. He said hit the like button. Yeah, hit that like button. Hit that like button for me. Shout out to Packer Fan 12. First time I seen you on deck. Let me see what you have to say. He said people pushing Bud to fight Boots. We're perfectly fine with Caleb Plant ducking Benavidez until he got his undisputed payday. Plant protected his belt until securing the bag, and these channels support him. See, that's what I'm talking about. Give him a round of applause. Give Seawood a round of applause. You know, King Mitch, Andrew Charles, all these goddamn boxing heads, these hardcore boxing heads know what the hell they talking about. That makes all the sense in the world. Though Caleb Plant isn't part of the conversation, I have to recognize that his comment is true. It's absolutely facts. People are not saying anything about it because no one gave a damn about Caleb Plant like that. He never even came close. Like, let me tell you something I already mentioned before about Caleb Plant and what I know firsthand. And this is not hearsay. This is what I know firsthand. I was on the elevator when Caleb Plant turned down Benavidez fight. He asked me to turn off my phone. He said, no recording. So him, his trainers, team, everybody's on there. And he's talking about Benavidez after the Vincent Figan boots. They was trying to sit up here and pick a date that he will have a very quick turnaround after fight camp for Figan boots to step in there with Benavidez. And he's like, Benavidez is not gonna. This is where he's talking to his people. He say, I don't give a fuck what he's talking about. He's not gonna dictate anything and have me, with a quick turnaround. I don't have enough time to rest my body or anything. He want me to jump back in the ring and defend my title. I'm gonna do it on my terms. That's pretty much what he was saying. I was right there because I'm media and I was actually trying to get a piece of the pie, but he told me to cut off the camera. And then he started talking. Now, I'm not going to go behind him and record this shit and put it on social media. I don't get down like that. For real. I don't. Because, I have respect for Caleb Plant. And even when he was telling, his team was talking about it, it wasn't like he was just whining and complaining. He was like, he said, David got some nerve. He trying to get me back into a fight where I only have like this amount of days to rest my body, and then I got to get back in the fight camp. So I'm gonna be burnt out. He want me to be burnt out to step in there with him. I mean, that was his mentality at the time. But just like the Packer Fan 12 said, nobody was saying anything about Caleb Plant when he was totally focused on the biggest payday of his career. He wasn't calling out no David Benavidez. That's real talk. That's real talk, dog. Good point. Bingo Abner and Sugar Ray. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And imagine how that was though. Like, imagine, look, once again, Mitch bring up a damn good point. Imagine this though. Errol Spence Jr., we already know the short period of time he been out from the eye injury. Look at to the lead up of Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray even goddamn caught a body in between time when he was then saving himself. He told the motherfucker, don't hit me in the motherfucking eye, dog. I'll move around with you. Don't hit me in the eye. Boom. Dude hit him in the eye. And the rest is what it is. He said, I'm going to have to stick you for it. I'm going to have to stick you because I told you, don't punch me in the eye. But with Sugar Ray, he had a brighter outcome. You know, he was able to go in there and get it done. I mean, not to go off topic, though. That's a good point. You know, from 84, the step back in there, 87, was something crazy, bro. And we agree no other fight makes sense other than Crawford versus the winner of Ugas and Spence. Why the fuck are we talking about Thurman? That's my issue. These dudes in the way. The reason why we talking about Crawford and Thurman because of the potential delay that may happen with Errol Spence finalizing a date with Ugas. They're trying to play it by ear and play it by, you know, this whole deal with the fight camp, his eye. He has to return, bro. Just like when he was coming off the car accident and he couldn't spar. He had to wait till the screws, you know, heal for his teeth. And then once that, he was able to put that in, and then he was able to go spar. With this, the eye, they have to make sure the eye is had enough time to heal before he actually get in the fight camp hard and start, you know, getting sparring. There's no need to rush it. You can't rush an eye injury. We see what rushing the eye injury did to Israel Vasquez. He wanted to come back for a paycheck. His team was pushing him, and you know he wanted to come back for a paycheck, and his eye never properly healed. And then post career, he ended up losing it. So I don't know the extent of Errol Spence's eye injury. You know, we have seen him in public without an eye patch on, but you can walk around with no contact. You know what I'm saying? No physical energy, really, and just go and do what you got to do. But when you start getting into the sparring and making contact, then that's going to tell us a lot questions that we have. That's going to give us a lot of answers right there to our questions. How's his eye? Is this fight going to happen or not? Will it be postponed? If it is postponed, we may potentially see Crawford and Ugas in that ring. I'm telling you. It's a high possibility that Spence Ugas would never happen because Spence's eye is still fucked up. You might not want to hear it. I'm just saying. And hopefully that answers your question, Mitch. All I'm saying is the reason why we're here in Thurman, because we really don't know if and when the date is going to be set for Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas. And then in between time for Crawford, it seems like he want to just, you know, make sure he gets back in there or not. But if he is in there, a good name for him to make that paycheck on PPV will be a Keith Thurman. Because Keith Thurman only has one loss, and we all know who that was to, and he still has Wall Street in the game. So, of course, people want to see him step in there with Crawford. Of course, dog. Of course. On his own, outside of all the bullshit, Crawford Boots would be a great matchup. I never said it wouldn't be a great matchup. I'm saying for what we have right here, this has been a topic of conversation for the longest period of time. Why would all of a sudden we're damn near finished with the masterpiece and somebody say, you know what? Let's start over from scratch. But we almost finished with Picasso. Let's start over. Let's just start over. Fuck it. But what's wrong with this? We just want to add, you know, a different type of look for it. You know what I'm saying? We want to put like a kind of like a Ennis on the right side of that. You ever heard of that Ennis type, you know, paint that they have now, that new type of paint that they got? Yeah, we want to Ennis it. We can Ennis it the right way and blend it in with that. Yeah, that'll give us a different look. It might fetch a little bit more interest than we initially thought. It's not going to happen, bro. Y'all would not be satisfied if it was Boots Ennis and Errol Spence rather than Terence Crawford. Y'all won't be satisfied. Just like we didn't get Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Y'all won't be satisfied with that shit, dog. Y'all won't be satisfied. A lot of y'all don't even rock with Boots like that. Y'all just started picking up on his name. So let's just say he fights Crawford, wins, right? And he fights Errol Spence, wins. Boots Ennis is gonna be just like Josh Taylor at 47. People gonna be like, oh, okay, shit. It gonna be just like Teofimo Lopez when he defeated Lomachenko. Okay, that's a new line on deck. All right, and now he's gonna have to defend the titles. Now you have the Virgil Ortiz is on deck. Yeah, everybody else is gonna be looking to fight Boots Ennis. Now we're gonna see if Boots Ennis is willing to fight all the killers. Then you're gonna have the narratives change up in the YTC. He just won the belts. Why should he have to see this? Will we talking about with boxing? If he get the titles, then it's gonna be like, oh, look who he had to fight to get the titles. He fight Crawford and he fought Spence. Why do he has continued to fight killers? Give the man a fucking break already. Matter of fact, hey, tell Bozy we coming over there to take those batteries out his back. Yeah, we need to remove them. We want to slow him down a little bit. We want to properly plan his next defense, all right? We want to keep these titles as long as fucking possible. Boots. Lace him up. Hopefully he's get a shot in one of these guys in the future. Of course. Man, he's the next, dog. Mitch, man, come on, man. Why are you even dropping that? You know Caleb Plant never called out Benavidez. Dog, that's like old news, bro. You know he's absolutely right. Caleb Plant never, tried with a sense of urgency to step in there with David Benavidez. He wanted to try to act like, oh well, he's not on my radar. He's not even a priority of mine. None of that shit. Because especially when Canelo started on the hunt, when Canelo started saying he was going to unify, Caleb Plant, he looked at his wife and said, baby, we did it. We did it, baby. We hit the lottery. We did it. We about to get this 10 Mike. We did it, baby. I ain't mad at Caleb. It's just a different type. I'm not mad at him. Me and him went through the same deal. I mean, I understand, man. I'm not mad at old boy. Me and him both lost kid at a young age. You know what I'm saying? I get it, bro. I get where he coming from, for real. Let me go down just one more on this article. Bozy in and say it's all about politics, man. You play a hell of a game, and you know what I mean. Oh yeah, we'll fight him quick, fast, in a hurry, said Bozy. When asked if Boots would fight Crawford if the option were there, of course he'll fight him quick, fast, in a hurry. Of course. But he understands. He says all about politics. Bozy gets it. See, Bozy's not gonna exhaust all of his energy on a topic for which he understands the political realm of boxing. He understands that what Crawford is trying to do. He gets it. What did he tell y'all? He's trying to get a bigger fight and more money. A bigger fight and more money. So he's acknowledging Crawford's decision is respectable. He didn't say anything about ducking. Like I'm hearing. He didn't say anything about ducking. He's just putting it out there. He understands he's trying to get a bigger fight with more money. All those super middleweights was waiting, and Canelo, it's not Plant's fault. David did coke and miss weight to lose his belt twice. C. Wood says, Andrew Charles, yes, hopefully Boots gets a chance to fight someone in the top 5. This will lend greater credibility to his ascension. I agree. I agree. Lending greater credibility to his ascension. Absolutely. His rise in the sport, he's going to get his opportunity. Boots is standing right there in the window, y'all. They see Boots. They know he's there. They know Boots is there, dog. But don't try to act like everything just happened with this data. A lot of us has been following boxing for a long time. You know what the fuck politics is about? You know that shit. So why all of a sudden we just gonna wipe it clean and act like we have a whole entire regime here of fresh faces and voices that don't know shit about boxing? We've been covering the sport long enough to know politics is always a player in the game too. It may be a non-physical entity, but goddamn it, it does make an impression, don't it? Politics leave an impression on boxing. It may not be in a physical form, but sometimes, a lot of times, you're going to feel politics. Jay Ocho on deck, what's good? He said, since when was Boots a fan favorite? Nigga came in out of nowhere. They forming an Avengers squad to bring down Bud. Man, hey, they call the Bud fans Justice League. I'm like, what? I'm too old to be in the Justice League, dog. Man, like I said, I am too old to be in the Justice League, for real. But they trying to say that Bud Crawford fans are the Justice League. That's hilarious, dog. It's a lot of people still don't know who Boots is. So 1 minute we talking about butts in the seats. The next minute it's a popularity contest. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for Boots, he's just clean. He coming in there with an all-white suit on. Just because he has a very catchy, alias, they want to start pushing him because they like his style. It's not much to criticize him about. So he's saying, you know what? He fit everything we're looking for right now. And like I said before, I don't have no problem with Boots. No problem with it. I like his style of boxing and everything. But when it comes to this sport of boxing, though, politics does wear a jacket, bro. Sometimes politics is a straitjacket. Real talk. It can stop somebody in their tracks and put them on the shelf, throw them in a padded room. And that's the only thing I'm saying about this particular scenario. It doesn't make sense at all for Jaron Ennis, let me get that straight, to face Terence Crawford when Terence Crawford has a bigger fight. More money, more legacy. Jaron Ennis haven't built a legacy up there. So you think all of a sudden Terence Crawford fight Jaron Ennis in between time, that's going to further cement his legacy? You actually have people out here teaching that shit. That's just like being in grade school and it says it's time to learn our alphabets. We're going to start with Z. If you learn how to say all your alphabets in reverse, you won't have no problem saying it from A all the way to Z. but we don't know them. We never even practiced them. How is Jaron Ennis is gonna benefit Terence Crawford legacy? He hasn't did anything. He go in there and beat Jaron Ennis. You're gonna say the same shit y'all was crying about with Canelo. Well, he was green, and Bozy never should have put him in there. He wasn't ready yet. He's not going to get any credit for beating Jaron Ennis. And look, it's just going to be for bragging rights because certain mainstream media is pushing the fact that Jaron Ennis has the talent, which is true. But we don't know how he's going to look once he's in the square with the elite fighters such as Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. I like Boots, but Bud got that. Boots next up. Boots is next up, bro. Boots is next up. Whenever that next up is, find another opponent. Fight Sander Martin, goddammit. Fight Sander Martin. Fight somebody. It's personal with Benavidez and Plant. Absolutely it is. Free Hoover know what it is. It's personal, dog. We all seen that play out in the gym. It's personal. They don't like each other. See, I'm not really corresponding unless somebody's dropping in the chat. Because for me, I don't want to get absolutely off track from the topic. But if Hoover gonna drop it, yeah, it's been personal for a long time. He felt Benavidez was talking trash about his kid who passed away, his daughter who passed away. A lot of other personal stuff that went down. We seen the clip with the gym altercation that happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was personal. And see, that's what I'm talking about. We have fighters that's being shelved with politics, and also we also have the underside of boxing, where a fighter will sit up here and avoid another fighter. They'll let their manager know and everybody. I don't want to fight them. Andre's people might have called Charlo people. Hey, he wanted to fight. I don't want to fight him. You know what he did 10 years ago? Then there it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it happens in boxing. We've seen it too much. Canelo not wanting to fight damn near anybody that was at 60 besides Gennady Golovkin. The shit plays itself out all the time. And we lose out. Us, the fans, lose out, bro. Us, the fans, lose out. I like Barrios, but he was stopped by Tank at 140. He's no barometer for Thurman versus Bud matchup. I don't give a fuck about how good Thurman looks. I still don't want to see him versus Crawford before a Spence fight. He's a former unified champion there, Mitch. I mean, he still has an appraising value for the interest of the fan, don't you think? Seriously, don't you think? Let's be honest. Don't you think Thurman still has value? I mean, look at his resume. You don't respect Thurman's resume? I mean, everybody was hooping and hollering for Danny Garcia to step in with Errol Spence. You don't want to see Thurman? Was Danny Garcia ever the unified champion at welterweight? But I can tell you Thurman was. I can tell you Thurman was. Did Thurman defeat a champion at welterweight? Absolutely. Did Danny Garcia defeat a champion that had a belt at welterweight? Absolutely not. But people was quick to see, I want to see Danny Garcia stepping in with Errol Spence. So Mitch, you gotta have a higher temperature of fairness, man, when it comes to Keith Thurman, because it's almost like that was your girl that Keith Thurman got right now. You know what I'm saying? You acting like he took your girl and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he scooped her up. Y'all was both on vacation. But Keith Thurman was over there shadow boxing, ponytail swinging left to right. saying, "Don't duck me. Don't duck me, girl." She turned her head and be like, "God damn, who is that dude?" And I think you got mad about that shit, dog. He wiped her quick. Don't be mad at him, Mitch. That's how the game goes sometimes, bro. It seemed like you had some personal shit with Thurman, dog. That's the only thing I can come up with. He might have took your girl, man. Thurman versus Barrios make absolutely no sense. Who made that matchup? Well, when you've been off as long as Keith Thurman, I think it makes perfect sense. Seriously, I think it makes perfect sense, man. You know, Keith Thurman needs somebody that's still attached to the media interest. That's Barrios because he stepped in there with Javante. So throw him in there with Thurman. But everybody was talking about the Aztec warrior. He's tough. Okay. Take the Aztec warrior and go in there against one time, hopefully. Because he went from one time to sometime to no time. I'd rather see Thurman versus Josecito Lopez too. I know, man. That's a dangerous fight, dog. See, now you cooking up that goddamn spice, dog. You putting that pepper in that motherfucker, dog. You know damn well that should be too goddamn spicy for Keith Thurman to step in there with Josecito Lopez, dog. Thurman ain't trying to take another one. Here comes another one. He ain't trying to take that another one, dog. Barrios made that matchup because he'll get in there, but there are questions about Thurman's health and motivation. Should be a bit too big for Barrios to chew, but maybe they know something we don't. I don't know what they know, to be honest, Mitch. I really don't. Like, I watched Barrios fight that fight. He's tough. Like I said, I became a fan of Mario Barrios. I'm not going to throw him on the bus because of Thurman, because really, to be honest with you, I was never on this hoorah parade, for Keith Thurman. Like, I wanted Keith Thurman to win against Pacquiao, but I was never really attached as a fan to Keith Thurman. Barrios, seeing him, how he fought Tank, and his toughness and everything, how he handles himself, his team, all that. Good people, bro. You know how his ring interest was, what he believes in when it comes to the Azteca. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, I'm a fan of how he went out there and fought Javante Davis in a losing effort. For him to step up a division, they probably thought they couldn't make another fight at that weight at 140. So it was the perfect time. He has no title, step their ass up to 47. And not only that, they get another pretty decent payday with Keith Thurman. It's time to get paid, shawty. That's what I'm looking at with Barrios. He may walk up out of there the winner. Now I can tell you what's not going to happen. If Barrios defeat Thurman, I don't see Terence Crawford facing Mario Barrios. I'm going to be honest. He might just sit that out. He's like, you know what? I'll just wait for Ugas Spence. I'm not facing no Mario Barrios. I'm not. Martin beat Mikey at a catchweight, right? Not mad at the matchup with Boots because the recognition, but I'd rather see Boots fight a legit welterweight, nobody moving up. Oh, is that right, Mitch? Is that right? So what was Lipinets? What was Lipinets, Sir Mitch? Do tell. Was Lipinets a so-called certified welterweight? Please do tell. The congregation is waiting. Do tell. He already fought Sergey Lipinets, bro. Sergey Lipinets fought Boots and then said, you know what? God damn it. Man, I'm going to get with my team. I'm moving back down to 140, god damn it. That shit that Jerron Ennis just put on me, fuck that. I felt them punches. I'm moving back down to 140. I'm trying to go in there and find the Elvis Rodriguez, Antoine. No, I'm gonna leave Antoine Russ out this shit. I'll find somebody down that motherfucker. But he was a former 140 pounder. I respect Thurman's resume for sure. I still don't want to see him fight Crawford before Spence versus Crawford fight. It's that simple. I don't want nobody in the way. I feel you. Nah, I fucks with Thurman. He's been bullshitting around for about 3 or 4 years now, though. It's a lot of shit that could be considered bullshit in boxing. We seen that with the Oscar Valdez situation where they allowed Emmanuel Navarrete to move up in the place of. Now, of course, I'm not saying that Shakur Stevenson held that position. I'm just saying he's better suited. Just like Mitch just mentioned, he didn't want to see Jerron Ennis fight a fighter that's moving up. Well, guess what? If we look at that scenario, that's exactly what Oscar Valdez is doing. Oscar Valdez is taking on Emmanuel Navarrete, who's a champion at a lower weight class, a 126 champion. You would not hear anybody mention that, though. Josecito has a fight coming up, I think. He does. He's fighting Abel Ramos. Shit, I want both Ramos and Josecito to test Conor Ben front ass. Yeah, and that's another reason. We got these people in there. You know what I'm saying? We got to look at Jihad Tucker too. Jihad Tucker. He's another one over there on the streets of NYC. He's fighting 147. Though he's 5-0 right now, people really not mention his name because they're going to talk about competition. Well, guess what? We can talk about the competition Jerron Ennis had around that time too. And then you have people pushing David Morrell to fight David Benavidez. Like, how many fights do Morrell have right now? Why are you pushing so hard? Just because his last win, or what's the deal? It seems like boxing fans are treating this system just like we have witnessed it to be all this time. Dysfunctional, disorganized, and just making impulsive decisions. The fans are now speaking about boxing the way we've been soaking it all in and digesting all these years. This is exactly what it's been like. Full-blown chaos and disappointment. Now boxing fans don't care. They don't give a damn. They're like, man, I want to see this person fight this person. That fight doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. They're in the same division. I like so-and-so. Let's all get together in the private chat and let's push for this fight to happen. No, but it doesn't make sense because that fight is fighting a fight that's going to make him more money. Fuck that, dog. This fighter right here is ready. But what about his resume? Fuck the resume, dog. He ready. He's earned his spot on the rankings, man. Answer the question. He's earned his spot. You have to answer a question with an answer. Anybody would tell you that if they want, according to who your manager is, they can get you to move up the ranking system. That's boxing. If there's time for you to slide, you'll slide, bro. You will fucking slide. They will slide you right up in the ranking system if you have the support and the backing. But you got the Conor Benns. Josecito Lopez is still a credible opponent. Jihad Tucker is out there too. Hold on for a second. Let me cut this thing off. My nose starting to congest it, dog. And once again, man, anybody got time? Click the link. It's all good. We don't have to agree on everything at all. But I will accredit those who's putting in some damn good educational comments. I will, you know what I'm saying? Because, that's food for me. If they wanted Thurman to get a light touch, why not Omar Figueroa? Nah, that's like super duper. Even though where I'm going with this, I'm gonna leave it alone though. I'll leave it alone. I want Omar Figueroa to step in there with Thurman for the wrong reason at the weigh-in. I'm gonna keep it clean, classy. God damn it! If Thurman shows up at 58%, he beats Elasteca. Easy. Not mad at Barrios for taking the fight and collecting another check. I'm just curious if they worry about taking another L though. Let me look some up right quick. I want to look something up with Barrios. Damn. I'm a bit bewildered. Barrios 27 years old. He's 26-1, 17 knockouts. This is a tough fight for Barrios. He's only 27 years old, so he has tenure remaining on his boxing life. You know what I'm saying? He has a pulse for more years to come. Why take this fight? What's going on? They feel the 2 losses. Hey man, we'll see once he go in there. We'll see. Lipians also fought Custio Clayton at welterweight, not the same as Sandor Martin. So, peep this out though. Some people get the pass right there, Mitch. They fought at lower weight class and they moved up, and they get the pass. A.K.A. Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia gets the pass, dog. Even though he fought Lipinets and moved back down to 35 for Robert Easter, he moved 35 to 40 to 47. He gets the pass. You think Custio Clayton was enough fights for Sergey Lipinets to be acclimated fully as a welterweight? Did Mikey Garcia sustain his welterweight campaign? Has he sustained that? Where is he now? What did he fight Sandor Martin at? I mean, look at it. Sergey Lipinets, he's about to step back down because he fought, and then he shut up here and ran into Jaron Ennis, and now he's contemplating moving back down to 40. So that tells you he wasn't a true welterweight. He didn't fight enough fights to get acclimated. But your point's still relevant, though. Your point is still relevant. The fight did happen. Vincent on deck, what's good? Salute, my dude. I want to see a unification now. Keith, Boots, and all the other welterweights got to wait. That's what we're saying, man. The welterweight is the primary topic of discussion. It's a bit disheartening to all of a sudden see a shift in the directives. The directive for years now was always Spence Crawford, Spence Crawford, Spence Crawford, Spence Crawford. All of a sudden, they've grown tired. It's just like they at one time they got together and had a nervous breakdown and say, listen, we have no idea when this is going to happen. We don't have 100% faith that Errol Spence is going to be able to defeat Terence Crawford after the accident and now eye injury. So therefore, we have to come up with a secondary option. That option is pushing Jaron in his name into the damn pathway of Terence Crawford. That pathway is long and few in between. Like that pathway is like seeing the rocket on the launch pad and it's telling you it's about to go into space. It's no pathway. It's no road. We don't know what route it's going to take. We don't know exactly when it's going to break through the stratosphere. We don't know any of that. We just know they're attempting to be a part of the mission. They're attempting to be a part of the mission. That mission is to get to the championship pinnacle and grace the square with Terence Crawford, who has been a topic of discussion for years for an undisputed motherfucking title shot for the welterweight. He's top Errol Spence on the pound for pound list, but yet they say the pound for pound list nobody gives a damn about. Jaron Ennis is nowhere close to the fucking pound for pound list. He hasn't even fought anybody worthy enough. Now they have individuals looking at Jose Benavidez. Why did Terence Crawford fight Jose Benavidez, huh? So I asked the question, so why did Errol Spence fight Carlos Ocampo? Carlos Ocampo was a mandatory. Jose Benavidez was a voluntary. So what? You say nobody know Jose Benavidez. Nobody knew him, which is a lie. Why are we making such a big deal out of Jaron Ennis all of a sudden when if you look at him and Jose Benavidez, you look at them, they're quality boxers working their way up at the point in time. They pretty leveled out. Benavidez was undefeated. Jaron Ennis undefeated. But to compare him to Joseph Benavidez for a right of passage to fight Terence Crawford is just preposterous, bro. You need more than that, man. Lipinets was a top 10 welterweight while he was there. And Lipinets versus Clayton was supposed to be on the IBF title eliminator. They called it a draw, though. We all seen that fight, Mitch. Even though Lipinets said F welterweight after Boots destroyed him, I still pick him versus Conor Benn. Listen, Mitch. Like, once again, I have to, in all respect, though, I have to pretty much ask you this question. Like, dude, what are you sipping on right now? Do you have that top shelf Ciroc? Are you on some Everclear and edibles? Dude, you think Conor Benn? You think Lipinets will destroy Conor Benn right now? Dude. He would get outboxed, dog. He would get outboxed. Conor Benn's on his schnick right now. Trayvon Marshall and Keyshawn Davis, two young fighters that look super nice. Keep an eye on those young brothers. Absolutely. Shout out to Keyshawn Davis and everything he has going on. Olympian silver medalist, man. Shout out to Keyshawn Davis. Good dude, man. Very, very professional. You know what I'm saying? Trayvon Marshall, good dude. Salute to them brothers coming up in the ranks. Can't put Figueroa on TV, on PPV right now. He's been looking sorry. We don't know what's going on with that, but you know what I'm saying? We don't know. They can put see, I'm just gonna let that marinate up there, you know what I'm saying? A little bit, Hoover. I was trying not to go there, Charlie, for real. I don't want people trying to report my channel for being womanizer and shit like that, dog. To Barrios' credit, there has been talks of him. To Barrios' credit, there have been talks of him moving up to welterweight for a while. He stayed down for the opportunity with Tank PPV. Good choice. Now he gets another PPV shit with Thurman. Well, the huge part about that is he's not a true welterweight yet. Even though in the offseason he may walk around at probably around high 40s, low 50s, competing at that weight class is something different. That's where you have to come into your own and allow your body to adjust to the weight and be able to move around that ring like that. That's we have to take him through the same provisionary period as everybody else. This would be his first fight at welterweight against a person that damn near lost their citizenship at welterweight. He been gone so long. They up here telling Keith Thurman at the gym, you got your welterweight passport on you? I think we need to take that to the office and get that shit re-stamped, dog. How long has it been? Is it expired yet? They checking Keith Thurman at the door. Let's see your welterweight passport, son. I know who you are. I don't need to see your picture. I need to check your damn passport stamp. You've been gone for so long, man. We might have to get it re-stamped, dog. Keith Thurman got them scripted responses. He practiced that shit in the mirror. Hey, Jay Ocho, he's one of the better trash talkers in the sport, though. He's good for the sport when it comes to trash talking. Conor Ben Parks, in my opinion. Conor Ben would beat the hell out of Bodega Worker. Hey, man, they sleeping on Conor Ben, but he's feeling himself right now. I seriously don't think Sergey Lipinets would just beat the shit out of Conor Ben. No, not at 47. I ain't sipping on shit. Conor Ben ain't shit. I didn't say he'd destroy Ben, but I picked Lipinets. I would definitely pick Ben in that fight, bro. I wish they was fighting before, 2022, goddammit, so I can get some extra money from you. For real, so I can buy that top shelf Ciroc. For real, that premium eggnog. I know you sipping on that high end shit, dog. I can always tell when Mitch is talking a certain way. Shit, that motherfucker be dogging out one fighter and supporting another one. Jay Ocho say Algieri, a damn shelf. He went from sauteing onions to Conor Ben fight. And he talk about sauteing. His ass got sauteed in that fight. Goddamn rolling around the motherfucking ring like it was parkour or something. Like it was Ninja Warrior. Lipinets a good little test for Conor Ben. Better than an inactive and old ass Algieri. Absolutely. And it also would be better Mitch than a Adrian Broner. But Adrian Broner, he still has name. You know what I'm saying? He still has a brand. I want to see him come back. But Adrian Broner at this point in time would definitely like to come back and earn another L. You know what I'm saying? He want to earn Look, I don't know what I just said. Adrian Broner is definitely not trying to come back and earn another L. He wants to earn a W, dog. He wants to earn another W. So he can possibly set up a fight with a bigger name, but it will all work out for AB if he can make 140. Because you know how many good fights he can have at 140? 140, he'll be closer to the division where he was just stunting on niggas, though. He can't make 35 no more. He can make 40. God damn. We can see him and Regis get it in. They've been talking up that fight forever and a day. We see him and Regis. Man, they'll pay for Rougarou and AB. Just seeing Rougarou fight on Triller against Ivan Redcat. Regis, it'll be a damn good fight, dog. I know Adrian Broner's never been stopped, but Regis is a damn sure try. He'll damn sure try to stop his ass. Believe that. Who would say Algieri is trash, man? He can cook, though. Just imagine what his meal was like after taking that ass whooping there, Hoover. He had the fresh vegetables, sauteed onions, the fresh meats, all that shit, man. He had all that shit cooked for him. That shit was ready. Hoover exactly. LOL, Lipinets is a step up from Algieri. That's the type of fighter Ben needs, a cool progression, in my opinion. It would be progression, but I seriously doubt coming off this whooping from Boots that he'll step over and fight a fighter that's in his shit right now. Like Conor Ben is in his aura right now. You know what I'm saying? That's what he got going on right now. He's in his own euphoria. That would be a tough fight, bro. Philippians, that'd be absolutely tough. Real talk. AB got the gift of gab. That's why he can get fights. He still haven't been stopped, though. He still hasn't been stopped, y'all. There's a few super lightweights that I think more than Ben, I ain't fucking with Conor. Who are they? Who are they? I'm just curious to who are they? I'm curious. Who are they? I'm gonna go back to this other this article. We'll see how long it takes Boots to get where he's supposed to be. Did y'all read that article about Kambosos could be forced to face Lomachenko with the WBO expected to order the fight? This is when you know what I'm saying? This is when the swarm of politics take over like a gang of locusts. This is when it hurts. This is when it hurts. Because they always find a way to finagle into a more suitable position that the fans don't have shit to do with. And they make it very educational for you. They act like it's a part of the damn curriculum the way they put it in there. They act like this is a core subject right here. This is a core subject. Kambosos could be forced to make Lomachenko with WBO expected to order the fight. They're putting that shit as if it belongs in the guidelines and regulations right away. Haney's in a tough spot, bro, outside of the public, the public's demand. He's in a tough spot, bro. YTC don't make fights, man. It's up to their managers, promoters to make that shit happen. This is unfortunate because the way it seems like it's definitely, the hourglass is basically in favor of Vasyl Lomachenko, especially they come up with some expedited FedEx WBO mandatory. That's wild, dog. That irks me. That irks me a lot. That irks me a lot because now we have the fight, and then I will say, I'll say again, if Devin Haney doesn't get this fight with Kambosos, the talk of Devin Haney being a part of that belt system is done. It's done. It's over. Now you have to just, give the blessings to the Most High. Give thanks to coming this far in the lightweight division. And they just have to say, you know what? It's time to travel. Let's travel. Let's go up to 140. We're done being the whooping stick for this. We're done. Tired of having both hands tied up and holding on to a tree and goddamn whipped over and over again in disappointment with these fights. It's time to go. It's time to travel. Let's go. Get your bags. Leave that one piece of luggage there, that green piece of luggage that you have. If you don't get this fight with Kambosos, God damn it, don't expect the winner of Lomachenko Kambosos to give you the next fight unless it's in writing. And they can make this shit happen. Just like Canelo was already set in stone for Gennady when he was facing Chavez Jr. It was already there. Just like Avni Yildirim. He was just a filler. knowing that they already signed Billy Joe Saunders. I'll be in euphoria as well if I fall an 80-year-old Algerian. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about with Mitch? See what I'm talking about? That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. He called that man 80 years old. And Algeria is a young 37. He's around the same age as Mitch, man. Algeria is 25 victories, 4 defeats, and 9 KOs. And his second knockout loss just came at the hands of Conor Ben. You know what I'm saying? And before that, the only person to stop him was Errol Spence in 2016. And Mitch is just hating on this dude, dog. Just hating on him. God damn. Call the man 80 years old. So I'm glad you did call him 80 years old because we can extract him off of Errol Spence's resume somewhere as being credible too. Who knows? I like Regis Taylor, Mikey Barrios, Ramirez, and maybe even Montana Love more than Ben. Damn. Montana Love need to come up to 147 and stop playing. If you're missing weight by 4 pounds, you need to come on up to the next division, homie. For real. Some ain't happening in your training camp. Don't become a catchweight king. Don't become a catchweight king, dog. Don't become a Danny Garcia. Don't do it. I'm just not sold on Ben. I hate the fact that he's calling out Khan and Brook and AB. I can't get over that shit. I don't know where the Khan and Brook shit infatuation came. It must be a country type stuff that's going on. A backyard type of shit. They saw each other in the street and they almost threw down after they left the pub or something. I don't know what's up with this Khan and Brook. I can see why he would want an AB. I can see that. You know what I'm saying? Because AB would bring that promo that you want. AB would bring the trash talk. You know what it is with AB. For you with WB ordering Loma versus Scambo soon. Okay, so I heard Scambo. I call them Cambozos. Cambozo. I forgot what BFTV. What BFTV called him. I forgot the name he used for him. But his name is easy. Cambozo, goddammit. Up here talking shit to the fans, goddammit. And you had no intentions of facing Devin Haney. No intentions. Bitch wasn't in euphoria when he fought Granados. Well, he beat him. He was tapping his damn waist like, come on, give me more. Give me more, goddammit. Let's go. Granados, man, he's just on a whole nother world right now, man. He's a journeyman. Granados, in my opinion, he's a journeyman. Free Hoover, All Facts, ESPN, Desire for Loma. Man, Algeria did a full front flip roll. I told you he thought he was auditioning for a parkour, commercial. Like, what the fuck is he doing? Regis is the current captain of the catchweight committee. He is, bro. I don't know what Regis is waiting on. Like, you're not going to move up to fight Crawford. That would be a good fight people will see. But it have to be at 147. If I was Crawford, I would never sit up here and accommodate Regis Prograis for a fight at a catchweight below 147. Hell no. Regis need to make the decision that he has confidence in himself to move up to 47 and take that smoke. Lipinets did it. Your boy Josh Taylor saying he's about to do it. What were you waiting on? The titles to for him to release the titles so you can fight for a fucking title, Regis? I know what Regis is doing. Regis got paid very, very handsomely with the Triller card. He was paid like 800 and some thousand for an Ivan Redcatch fight, y'all. Like, god damn. That's the most I ever seen Regis smile. Regis let it be known, I'm good. He got paid 800 some thousand. I believe like 850 for sending Red Catch out on a stretcher, faking like he got hit in the Amir Khan testicle region. You know what I'm saying? God damn, dog. George Cambopez. George Cambopez. Cambos is gonna ride with the highest bidder. Agree? That's exactly what we got going on. Exactly what we got going on. Regis ain't made 140 since Taylor beat him. You know what I'm saying? Regis need to get it together. Either get out of that division and move up to 47, dog. SC, that was comical how Bradley and Tessitore was D-Rod and Loma. Always, man. You want to really talk about a D-Rider, which I don't, that's not my terminology. We have to take it back to the Jim Lampley versus Gennady Golovkin. Not so much verse. This is the versus battle. Like when you talk about Jim Lampley speaking about Gennady's fights, oh my God, you have to have the lighting right. You have to have the special effects in the room. Jim Lampley, boy, if Gennady even fainted 3 times, Jim Lampley would just throw a 6-punch combination in between. And all he did was faint. He glorified Gennady Golovkin. He made him seem like he was one of the few, the proud kings of boxing. One of the greatest human beings you will ever see grace the square. Forget about Sugar Ray Robinson. When Jim Lampley was talking about Gennady Golovkin, it's almost like he was writing a book and that shit was already published in the Hall of Fame annals, goddammit. It was interesting. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was kind of interesting. Some of the shit he was coming up with that Gennady wasn't doing. Gennady feint his shoulder like that, fake like he was gonna throw his. Oh my God! If that would have landed, it would have been the end. Gennady just saved a life. I love his charity work. I love it. He just saved a life. Because if he just would have landed that punch, it would have been lights out, people. That's Jim Lampley. He loved him some Gennady Golovkin, goddammit. Casa Thunder. Kambosos ain't worried about his belts or undisputed. He's getting paid before he fights Haney, Tank, or Loma. And he might beat one of those guys if they fuck around. Who knows? So let me itemize your second. He's getting paid before he fights Haney, Tank, or Loma. So what you mean exactly? He's getting paid. Are you speaking on the numbers have to be right? Because if the numbers are right, period, he's fighting that fighter. But you say he's getting paid before he fights Haney, Tank, Loma. And he might beat one of those guys if they fuck around. Who knows? So what do you mean by getting paid? See, the good thing about Kambosos is his fight's going to be on pay-per-view. It's going to be on pay-per-view. It has to. It has to be on pay-per-view. So promotion won't lose any money. And we know that Lula Bella is Kambosos' fighter. I mean, Kambosos is his fighter. So Lula Bella is working with Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? They have a relationship. And that pretty much got you the way I'm going. If Lula Bella has a relationship with Top Rank and they doing business, Richard Comey, was a Luda Bella fighter, right? So therefore, I'm just giving you the little bits and pieces. We might very well just see a Lomachenko fight, and never were they even thinking about having a Devin Haney fight. They just trying to make it look a bit more formal in the eyes of the public to get the WBO to order that. So then they can say, "Oh, he has to face him." We're not showing favoritism to the fans. They ordered him to face him, so he can have something to talk about. I mean, I have to give it up for Lomachenko. God damn, he rerouted, didn't he? He rerouted. He took out Nakatani. You know what I'm saying? He took out Comey, and graciously he found himself resting gently as a possible WBO mandatory. Oh my God. That shit was beautiful flight, wasn't it? That shit was absolutely first fucking class. He wasn't on a regular airline. He was on first class PG style. He fought Teofimo's leftovers and came back up, and now he about to fight once more for the unified titles. Because he wants to be a part of history. It's just the crazy part about him. He's about to unify titles potentially in a division which he could have did it before. He decided to be franchise champion and not potentially up the road fight Devin Haney. But now he's motivated. You know why Lomachenko is motivated? Because for one, he's not champion. And he has the opportunity to reroute and go back up there and fight for the belts. And Devin Haney is not nowhere in sight. And if anybody's believing that if Lomachenko defeats George Kambosos, he's going to say, okay, I talked with my BFF, Oleksandr Usyk, I ain't fight Devin Haney. I seriously doubt that shit going to happen. They need to get that in writing before the fight happens. You lose, next in line. But like I said before, if you don't have nothing in paper there, Haney, let's just keep everything alive that Kambosos choose you and kind of shock the boxing community. I doubt it, though. Let's just keep it alive, y'all. Kambosos ain't worried about the belts or undisputed. I'm elaborating on the highest bidder. Got you. Understood. Got you. He is being a little thought right now. Australian thought. That's what Kambosos is being, an Australian thought. He want to goddamn go to the strip club and see who throw the most damn dollar bills at him. 80,000 ain't coming out for no soft touch. Look, the only, in Australia, they can pack that out. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to put all the seats up there, but they can pack it out. 80,000 once again is from Captain Kambosos. He just knows the capacity of that arena. That's just like Wembley Stadium. Everybody was talking about how Anthony Joshua sold out Wembley Stadium. He didn't sell it out the first time he fought in it. He sold it out when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. That's when he sold it out. He can say 80,000 all day long. But we all know that shit, dog. It's all talk with Kappa Cambozo. Who at 135 is PPV worthy of George Osmosis other than Tank Haney? George Osmosis. I kind of like that, George Osmosis. But see, if Osmosis, it doesn't really, it's not derogatory, goddamn. We need something that's kind of belligerent a bit, man. It's with malice. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to induce, you know what I'm saying, criticism from him capping. Osmosis seemed like you're providing him a way to transform into something different, special. Who at 35 PPV worthy of George Osmosis other than Tank Haney Loma? Golden Girl ain't letting Garcia go over to Australia. He will. He'll sacrifice him. Hell yeah, I believe he will. Oscar? Oh yeah. If we're talking about 80K Australian butts in the seats, I think Loma would be the one. But hey, don't know a damn thing about Australians. I think so too, man. I think Loma would be a good dance partner for that. But like I said, all Cambosis is doing is just rambling off the capacity of the arena. They get it Australia, they may look at that shit and say, "There's no way we can sell out this shit." Cambosis, you are not a star, son, and you keep on fucking off telling these fans, go to S80,000 in Australia. We're gonna leave you out. You know what happened when you get left outside in Australia? They got some creatures that goddamn will come and change your life. It might be some kangaroos out there in mating season. You keep fucking around running your mouth. Don't tell nobody no more about 80,000 in Australia because you're not a star like that. Neither is Lomachenko combined with him is a star to fill 80,000 in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Cambosis ain't no damn star, no superstar like that. They have to start letting some of the kangaroos and joeys in the venue on the upper level so they can sit and watch the fight. Invite some ostriches in there and shit. Some wild dogs. Some meerkats. I'm just saying, dog. What are we talking about? I'm just going through some of this. What do y'all think about Andy Ruiz versus Tyson Fury next? Does he have a chance? Does Andy Ruiz have a chance against Tyson Fury? The way he looked against Chris Ariel, do he have a chance against Tyson Fury? I just need to know, people. I just need to know. I just need to know what's on your mind. I just need to know what's on your mind. I just. Eddie Hearns talk about Cambosis, Haney, Canelo, Teofimo, and Wilder. What are you saying? No. Hey man, I'm just. You talking about my singing? I ain't trying to goddamn win no awards or nothing like that, Charlie. Hearns expect big things from Devin Haney, George Kambosos Jr., Ryan Garcia, Canelo Alvarez, Teofimo Lopez, and Deontay Wilder in 22. The Matchroom Boxing Motor Hearns want to see WBC lightweight champion Haney, 27-0-15 knockouts, and undisputed champion Kambosos mix it up in the early part of next year in April. See, this is what I talk about with Eddie Hearns. He'll put that timeline out there, but people are not believing it when the WBO is trying to make Lomachenko the Mandy. Like, damn, dog. That sounds good. They just type the same shit over. Like, this is the same thing with Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. It means nothing. Hearn would like to put fights together between Conor Benn and Adrian Broner. Well, we already know. And Deontay Wilder versus Derek Chisora. Ooh, wee. Deontay Wilder and Derek Chisora would be all types of destructive radiation. Real talk. Deontay Wilder versus Derek Chisora. I like it. I like that. Bronze Bomber, come on back, shawty. You got one more head to put on the motherfucking plant. Put the head on the plant. Derek Chisora would be that dude to give you all the energy. God damn, boy. Them two personalities right there clash. Oh my God. That kind of woke me up a little bit. Oh shit, Deontay Wilder, Derek Chisora. Yes, sir. That is basic warfare right there. Before you even step in the ring, the energy that they're going to give each other. What we know about their behavior and how they can turn up at any moment. This is what I would appreciate about boxing. The Derek Chisora is coming off a loss, but he gave a valiant effort, so to speak. He hung in there to the point of me looking at this fight with Deontay Wilder, who's coming off a loss. It'll be a great matchup, dog. I'd like to see it. We definitely like to see the Bronze Bomber come back with the TNT. There's only one fight for Devin Haney in boxing, and there's only one fight for Kambosos in boxing. It's the big undisputed argument. Who is undisputed? I will answer that as Father Christmas said, Eddie Hearns, to the Zone on Tuesday. Ho, ho, ho. George Kambosos is definitely not the undisputed lightweight champion because Devin Haney is the WBC lightweight champion. Hearns continue. So let me do justice. I like that. That was a little humor. I don't usually laugh at a lot of shit Hearns put out here, but yeah, I'm gonna put that in the live chat. That was a bit funny to me. I'm not gonna lie. That was a bit funny. He said, ho, ho, ho. George Kambosos is definitely not the undisputed lightweight champion because Devin Haney is the WBC lightweight champion. That was pretty damn humorous, for real. As great as George Kambosos is, he cannot say he's undisputed until he challenges and potentially defeats Devin Haney. He has a chance to do it in Australia and create a historic moment after your emphatic win in Madison Square Garden against Teofimo Lopez on November 27. True. We'll see how that works, though. I know he's thinking about 140. I know he's thinking about a little nice warm-up first fight. But if I can deliver anything for Ben for Christmas, it'll be AB about billions. Hey, let's see. Can he make it happen, bro? Let's see. Let me see. Ruiz has no shot versus Fury. Ruiz has fast hands, but how he looked against Areola, I don't think so. I absolutely check the box. Check the box on that shit. No Ruiz ain't got shit for Fury. Why would Wilder fight Chisora, though? Because it's one of those deals where Dillian White is out of the equation, right? Daniel Dubois is not ready. No one wants to see him fight Joe Joyce. Derek Chisora is not a bad name as far as his performance value. His performance value linked up with Deontay Wilder is very, very nice. Like, it's a potent mixture right there, y'all. Derek Chisora, Deontay Wilder is that's a potent cocktail to mix. Both of them in the ring, man, you know shit's about to fly. You know it. Now, granted, Joseph Parker is no Deontay Wilder. It's going to be a totally different opponent from Joseph Parker. But, hey, as far as personalities goes, violence, their source of violence while in the ring, yeah, they match up nice, man. Let's get it. Chisora beyond washed. Dude, he made it to the final round now, Hoover. He made it to the final round, though. You got to give him some type of credit, bro. Loma beats Campbell. Drops all the belts to move down and avoid Shakur Stevenson. If he drops all the belt, it'll be good to drop the belt. But still, we will be left empty a bit because we didn't get the fight. We'll be left empty, and I'm done talking about it. We'll be left empty if we don't get the fight. And, these people get arrogant. They get in themselves. They start to feeling all brand new. And they feel that, man, fuck that. We don't have to give them shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to give them shit. We earned it. They didn't. No, it was the fact that he could never get in the ring to earn it. They placed Devin Haney in the holding cell, dog. We just need to get him out the holding cell somehow, some way, and then get the paperwork signed. We might need Men in Black for this there, y'all. Might need Will Smith to come in here and put the pen on Kambosos. And in the process, we goddamn run over there, get Devin Haney, sign the contract, Get Campos to sign the contracts. Boom, we good. I've got the paperwork right here, but goddamn it, I remember who signed that shit. All we need is that moment for goddamn put the light up there. Poof, sign this motherfucker. Yeah, you gonna be fighting Devin Dream Haney. Okay, hurry up, Bill. Give him a sign. Now we got the paperwork. Cool. Go on about your business because I'm out to damn flash him again so he can forget this shit. We're gonna go off his signature. We got his signature. We good. Final round against Joseph Parker, though. Man, I'm just saying that fight was wild. I just never have that finishing, that finale, man, that suspense, that climactic moment with Joseph Parker. I just never see it with him. He's just a tough guy who, most people won't fuck with in his country. You know what I'm saying? I like his tribal entrance. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when they get together and do that, but I don't know. He's a different type of individual, man. He ain't no punk, though. Joseph Parker ain't a punk. He just don't do enough to run his opponent over. I think he has enough gas in there to do it. He just don't do it. Big Filip Hrgovic lost all his steam, huh? He was a YouTube heavyweight favorite a year ago. What's up with him now? He's still on the grind. He's just coming off. The one who had a little issue was Bavick. You know what I'm saying? Filip Hrgovic. If I don't have the fights wrong, I think he stopped his opponent recently, right? And I think Ben Bavick, his name was Ben Bavick. He had a little bit more difficult time right there, though. But for Filip Hrgovic, I think he stopped his opponent this last fight. He's still on the move. He's still on the move. Oh yeah, I got Blair Flair over Conor Benn as well. That's one name he's not really calling out. Blair Flair. And Blair needs to also link up with opponent. You have all these little names. Like, check this out, y'all. Y'all have all these little names like they mentioning that's gonna come out once these titles are out of the hands of Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. That's when you're gonna start see them pop up like little ground squirrels. They're gonna start popping up, and their head gonna be twisting around. It's time. It's time. All right, cool. I've been waiting. Is Crawford gone? Yes, he's at 54. Oh, great. What about Errol Spence? Is he out? He's at 54. Great, we got it. Let's go try to find these titles, y'all. Fall in. Stay close, shoulder to shoulder. We're going to hunt down these titles, goddammit. Take no prisoners. That's when everybody's going to be loose with it. They're going to say, it's time for us to go get these motherfucking titles. I don't care what happens. We need to get these titles. And we're not even sure how that's going to play out. But everybody, once again, let me sing a little song to you. I'm wishing a happy New Year's. A happy New Year's to everyone in the chat. A happy New Year's. Be safe. And if you're going to drink, do one thing. Do not have Mitch as a designated driver. Whatever you do. I'm requesting y'all to wear name tags. So if any one of y'all running each other out there, when y'all have a name tag, say, oh, you was in the live chat the other day, Mitch. All right, cool. What you need? No. Give me your keys, Mitch. I'm calling you an Uber, dog. You stumbling all over the place. You done bust your back window out. You're gonna have to. That's money you're gonna have to pay going in 2022. But yeah, I want y'all to wear name tags out there, man. Don't go out there and get fucked up. Take an Uber home. You know what I'm saying? Be safe. I mean, I'm talking like I'm not gonna be on here before New Year's, but I got a lot of shit popping tomorrow though. So down here, shit is gonna get absolutely litty on this Thursday, heading into Friday. It's gonna be litty. Believe me when I tell you, Shawty. When Big Baby Miller comes back, what? What's gonna happen when Big Baby Miller come back? What's gonna happen? He's gonna have a fight with the real Big Baby. That's a fight I want to see. Let's just settle the score, goddammit, like anybody cares. Settle the score with Jarrell Big Baby Miller against Jaron Big Baby Anderson. Let's have that fight. What's going on, Chad Perez? What's good? Welcome back. What up, brother? What's good with you, Chad? But we'll see how that works out, y'all. And man, y'all hold it down. Appreciate you pulling up. Have a happy new year, man. 2022 is right here on deck, man. Just waiting. You know what I'm saying? Just waiting. We'll be back on to do it again, man. Come up with some topics of discussion. None of y'all want to click the link and talk about some boxing. So I'm about to bounce up out of here, y'all. Be easy. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out.